Diamond morning. Om Shanti. Good morning, Diamond morning. Today Baba is giving us the kind of awareness and consciousness of the level of purity we need to have, especially when living together. And it is this level of purity that helps us to get the high status in the golden age. So let's listen to Baba's sweet versions of the 1st of October, 2022. In the essence, Baba says, sweet children, have regard for one another. Don't consider yourselves to be very clever. Keep it in your intellects that whatever actions others see you perform, they will do the same. Question. In order to make which stage strong, do you need to make a lot of effort? Answer. Whilst living at home with your families, your awareness of husband and wife should end completely. Let there not be any such awareness in your minds. We souls are brothers. The children of Prajapita Brahma are brothers and sisters. It takes time to make this stage strong. Whilst living together, do not let the fire of vice ignite in you. There should be no criminal assault. Practice this. Remember the Father, who is the saccharine of all relationships. And the song of Baba's Murli. Even though the world may change, in brackets, turn away, we will never turn away.
दुनिया न बदलेंगे हम तुम्हारी कसम बदल जाए दुनिया न बदलेंगे हम तुम्हारी कसम तुम्हारे हैं जब तक के दम में है दम तुम्हारी कसम
Om Shanti. This is the guarantee or promise of the children. A promise is not made in words. When children recognize the Father, they make a promise. Each one makes independent effort to claim a status. Each one makes independent effort at school to claim a high status. Here, souls study, and the Supreme Soul becomes a living being, in brackets, enters a body, in order to teach us. He enters this one and teaches him, in brackets, Brahma, and the mouth-born creation of Brahma. Brahma himself would not be called a mouth-born creation. Brahmins are the mouth-born creation of Brahma. Brahma is not the mouth-born creation of Shiva. Shiva Baba comes and enters him and makes him belong to him. He is also creation. He first creates Brahma. He doesn't create Vishnu first. Brahma, Vishnu, and Shankar are remembered. It is not said Vishnu, Shankar, and Brahma. He first creates Brahma. The occupation of Brahma is distinct. All of these things have to be understood. You say to that one, that is Shiv Baba, you are the mother and the father. Therefore, he is incorporeal. A mother and father are needed in a corporeal form, and that is why you ask, does Mama have a mother? And what will be the answer? Does Mama have a mother? The answer is yes. So who is the mother of Brahma, of Mama then? Baba says, Brahma is also the mother of Mama. Brahma doesn't have a mother because this mother, Brahma, is not a female. Saraswati is called Mama. The father is teaching, and so this one also studies. Just as you are students, so this one too is a student. Shiv Baba is not a student. You children can see the status of Brahma. You children can see the status of Brahma who studies the most. You can see that he truly is the closest to, that is to Shiv Baba. Whose heirs hear him first? Whose heirs hear Shiv Baba first, that is. This Brahma is the closest of all. It would be said that Mama and Baba study the most, and then all the children study number-wise, although Baba says that the child Jagdish explains even better than Mama and Baba. He studies the Murli, imbibes it, and then writes the magazine of the Gita, etc., because he has studied all the scriptures, etc. He is also good in English. This is called giving regard. Students have to give regard to one another. Baba also maintains regard. Therefore, you should follow the Father. Although no one has become 16 celestial degrees yet, it is number-wise. Everyone makes one mistake or the other. This is why you mustn't consider yourself to be too clever. Whatever actions others see you perform, they will do the same. Therefore, you have to give regard to one another. Baba also has to give regard. People say that you make husband and wife into brother and sister. Intelligent children would quickly say that all are the children of God, and so we are brothers and sisters. The children of Prajapita Brahma are brothers and sisters. It is good to become brothers and sisters. And what's the yukti in this? Becoming brothers and sisters? It's the purity that lies in such relationships. If you become Baba's children, you are able to claim the inheritance. You are to receive the inheritance from Shiv Baba through Brahma Baba. So you have to become Brahma Kumars and Kumaris. You must not then indulge in vice, otherwise that would be a criminal assault. Baba explains to you so clearly. He also gives you the method with which you can become pure. The wife says, Baba, and the husband also says, Baba. Therefore, the consciousness of husband and wife would be broken. People say that the world was established through Adam and Eve, and so all are their children. So all are brothers and sisters. Baba says there isn't as much effort for Kumars and Kumaris to make. Those who have climbed the ladder also have to come down. It takes effort to come down. It isn't that each of you has to live separately, but just live as companions instead. No one in the golden age is impure. Baba says, they don't have to wait for children to be born. Here, they sometimes have to wait. There, according to the time, they automatically have a vision. People wonder how this can happen. How could the people here who are completely vicious understand how people there are viceless? There is no body consciousness there. Here, there is body consciousness. People cry so much when someone sheds his body. There is no need, Baba says, there is no crying there. There, someone has a vision at the time he is to shed his body and become a prince. Here, too, you have a vision that you will go and become an emperor or empress in the future. That is, through this knowledge, we now aware that what is our effort, what is our future destination. So we know we are going to become an emperor or empress in the future. You see a child like Krishna in your lap. You don't understand from a vision whether someone will become a Sun Dynasty or Moon Dynasty emperor or empress, because these are completely new things. This is why it is said, first of all, what we have to do first of all, very interestingly, Baba is saying, recognize the Father. The Father says, look how lovely I am. The Father says, I am the saccharine of all relationships. I tell you to remember me. People say, you are the mother and the father. Faith in each and everything has to be instilled. However, when there are doubts in one thing or the other, a royal status cannot then be claimed. Therefore, the Father says, Manmanabha, remember the Father, and you are then his lovers. These are spiritual lovers and the beloved. Make it firm. So what should we make firm? Baba will usually say that your souls, yes, but he continues with it. He says, make it firm that your souls are lovers of the Supreme Soul. Krishna cannot be everyone's beloved. Not everyone remembers Krishna. This Father says, Manmanabha, you now have to come to me, the place to end, and you have to return home. So the home would definitely be remembered. You continue to receive an explanation about everything in the Murli. Some children don't note down the things from the Murli, and they then continue to ask Baba the same things. The main thing is the lovers and the beloved. All devotees are lovers because they remember the Supreme Soul. They say, mine is one and none other. You children hear all new things at this time. However, while you listen to them, Maya slaps you. Ravan is no less. The Father is the Almighty Authority, and Maya is also the Almighty Authority. The kingdom of Maya continues for half the cycle. The father now says, what he says, make a donation under 5 vices, and the omens will be removed. However, in spite of that, they are not completely removed, that is, the 5 vices. Some make a donation and then take it back. This is not a question of money, but a question of vice. Sages and holy men say about money that you shouldn't donate it and then ask for it back, because their income is in that. Some people go to a sannyasi and ask for a child. He would reply, you will receive a child through my blessings. When they do have a child, he would say that he gave the child. If the child dies, he would say that that is destiny. If something is accomplished for one, many would have faith in him. Their expansion takes place in this way. On the one hand, they praise themselves, and on the other hand, they say that it is destiny. At this time, you are unknown warriors. Those people make memorials of those unknown warriors. Samantha says, those people make memorials of those unknown warriors and eminent people to go visit them. They ask for flowers to be offered to the soldiers. How can you make a memorial to someone you don't know anything about? At this time, you are unknown, and you will then become very well known. Temples to you will also be created. At this time, you are establishing the kingdom of Rama in an incognito way. Acha, okay, you have become long lost and now found, sweetest beloved children, have you not? You've come and met me after 5,000 years. When parents find their lost child, they become so happy, and the child would also even continue to say, Baba, Baba. So destruction now takes place, and you become lost. That is, you become separated from the Father. You then meet the Father after a cycle, and so the mother and father have so much love for you. You experience happiness for half the cycle. Then you gradually become unhappy. Sannyasis say that happiness is like the droppings of a crow. They say this about vice as well. Guru Nanak also said, God washed the dirty, impure clothes. So, who washed them? It is only the one supreme soul who is said to be the incorporeal one. Sikh people continue to sing this. You children need to have very shrewd intellect on this path of knowledge, because souls have to be awakened. Therefore, souls become shrewd. Some people have very shrewd intellects. Mothers and Kumaris become very alert. Otherwise, it requires a lot of courage and fearlessness for women to sit and explain to their husbands. All are residents of hell and in a state of degradation. They dance and clap a great deal in devotion, but there is no salvation through that. In order to receive salvation, you children remain completely quiet. Narad asked to marry Lakshmi. In fact, you are making effort to marry Lakshmi. Devotees cannot marry her. Only you know how and when Lakshmi and Narayan received their kingdom and where they are now. This is why you don't go to the temples and bow down to their idols. You understand that you are becoming Lakshmi and Narayan. You have stopped bowing down. Those people call you atheists because you don't bow down. In fact, you are theists, number ones, according to the effort you make. Those people don't know God and are atheists. You now belong to the Lord and Master, and then Maya slaps you, and you thereby become orphans. Maya makes even very old people become young again. And in that context, Baba means that they want devices, they feel young. There are storms of Maya. You have to hold one another's hand, become cooperative, and continue to walk on this new pilgrimage and follow the Father's Srimad. Everything depends on the pilgrimage of your intellects. You have to become as unshakable and immovable as anchored. That stage will come at the end. Acha, okay. To the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, Bap Dada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children, and the spiritual children say Namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for Dharana points to practice for today. First point, hold on to one another's hand, be cooperative, and continue to follow the Father's Srimad. Remember the Father, who is the saccharin of all relationships, with a lot of love. Second point, just as the Father gives regard to every child, so follow the Father in the same way. Definitely give regard to your seniors. Baba's blessing for today. May you become an embodiment of experience through the lesson of nothing new, and overcome all obstacles by considering them to be a gift. Bobby explains this blessing. Do not be afraid of unseen obstacles. You are becoming idols, and so there will definitely be a little hammering. It is only by being hammered that you will become fine. Baba says, the further ahead you move, the more storms you will have to cross. However, those storms will become a gift to make you experienced. Therefore, do not think, am I the only one who has to face all obstacles in order to become experienced? No. Welcome them to come. That is the storms and obstacles. Welcome them to come. When the lesson of nothing new is firm, obstacles will seem like a game. And Baba's slogan for today: when you have the specialty of truth, the sparkle of the soul, the diamond, automatically spreads everywhere. When you have the specialty of truth, the sparkle of the soul, the diamond, automatically spreads everywhere. Om Shanti. And the Murli continues with elevated versions of Mateshwari Chi. The theme: this godly knowledge is not received in the golden age. If someone asks whether the godly knowledge that we have now at the confluence age can be received again in the golden age, it can be explained. And how it can be explained? In the golden age, we ourselves are embodiments of knowledge and experience the reward as deities. There is no exchange of knowledge there. It is ignorant ones who need knowledge, whereas they are all embodiments of knowledge there. No one is ignorant there that they would need knowledge. Now, at this time, we know the beginning, the middle, and the end of all the full variety drama. Who we are at the beginning, where we came from, how we then became trapped in karmic bondages in the middle and fell down, and now that it is at the end, we have to go beyond our karmic bondages and become karmatit deities. It is through the efforts we make at this time that we receive the golden aged deity reward in the future. If we were to know at that time that we deities would fall, then that thought would make our happiness disappear. So there is no knowledge in coming down there. We do not have these thoughts there. It is now that we know through this knowledge how we have to ascend. and create a life of happiness. Then after half a cycle, after we have experienced our reward, we forget ourselves. We become influenced by Maya and fall. This rise and fall is an eternal, predestined game. We have all of this knowledge in our intellects now, but we wouldn't have it in the golden age. And the second theme of Mateshwari's visions, unless we become the children of God practically, we can accumulate nothing in God's court. Many people believe that whatever actions we perform, whether they are good or bad actions, we definitely receive the fruit of those. For instance, when people donate something or perform charity, hold a sacrificial fire, and perform rituals of worship, they believe that whatever they have donated in the name of God has been credited in God's court, and that when they die, they will definitely receive the fruit of that and receive liberation. However, we know that there is no permanent benefit by doing any of that. Whatever actions we perform, we definitely receive some temporary or momentary happiness from that. However, we do not receive the return of it until we have permanent happiness in our practical lives. We can ask anyone, have you fully benefited from all the things that you have been doing? When they hear this question, they become speechless. How can we tell whether it has been credited with God or not? Until you have elevated actions in your practical lives, no matter how much effort you make, you will not be able to receive liberation or liberation in life. Acha, you may have made donations and performed charity, but your sins were not burnt away by doing that. So how can you receive liberation and liberation in life? Although there are so many saints and great souls, unless they receive the knowledge of karma, neither do their actions become neutral, nor can they attain liberation or liberation in life. Even they do not know what true religion and true actions are. Even they do not know, the saints and the sages, they do not know what true religion and true actions are. They simply chant the name Ram Ram with their lips, but they cannot receive liberation by doing that. However, to think that you will receive liberation after you have died is considered to be senseless. Because so many think that when they leave the body, they get that complete moksha and they don't come back into the cycle of birth and death again. So that's why the Bible says, however, to think that you will receive liberation after you have died is considered to be senseless. They don't even know what benefit there would be when they die. Nothing at all. Whatever actions people perform in their lives, whether good or bad, they will have to face the consequences of those in their next lives. We receive all of this knowledge from God, our teacher, who teaches us how to perform pure actions and make our lives practical. Acha. Okay. So it's such an education Mama is giving us also. The kind of actions we need to perform in order to accumulate for the future. So, Om Shanti. Do have a powerful day in Papa's sweet remembrance.